Hey guys, how are you? Type A here. So I was experimenting this morning creating drone presets in the Polygrid, and I come up with this patch to turn whatever you feed into it into an eerie atmospheric drone. Um the problem is that uh, after you start messing around with these com filters and you drown it in some reverb, it doesn't matter what you are feeding into it. It all pretty much starts sounding the same. So I'm guessing that the next step after building something like this, it will be to mess around with the signal after the network of common filters. So just so you have an idea of what we are going to be creating, this is the original sample. Sorry, this is the original sample.
Blue and pretty. Blue and pretty.
I stretched it to have more material to play with, and now it sounds like this.
Blue and pretty.
Yeah, it sounds really bad, but after you feed it with this, it doesn't matter what's the initial source. So now it's full wet with the effects grid. Yeah. So it's this cinematic, dark, mysterious drone. And I actually did several versions of this. This is not hard to create. If you are somewhat experienced with Baywig, this is all going to be familiar. So let's start creating something from scratch. And just for the sake of innovation, I'm not going to be exactly rebuilding this since I can share the preset. I'm going to do a version of this, but just contained with the polygrid, and the source signal is going to be white noise because why not? So, polygrid. And now, the only problem with feeding this with noise and creating the drone is that the envelopes don't seem to work that well. So I'm just going to plug the noise directly into the mixer. I'm going to have a low level first, and then I'm going to turn it up a little bit. So yeah, basically noise. Now, what you need to do is to start messing with this is to create some net of com filters. And to start, I like to tune the frequency to C, just to have a level of consistency. And it's easier for me instead of going through random values. I can do something that has some kind of meaning, I guess. So com filter starting from C1. Let me put the resonance here, then the band to around like this. And I want to use a merge module. And for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to use, I don't know, like 5 of this. And then I can create another one, put it around like this. Now, after you have this, you just need to plug your noise into the different com filters. Engage the output to the mixer. if you want to limit this output a little bit, you can use a bandpass filter or something like that. It actually contributes to the sound. It makes the sound a little better, since drones, for the most part, like this type of eerie drones, are not that heavy on the low end. Yeah, so next steps, I guess, is to start messing around with some modulation to make this more interesting. So I want to create, want to insert a value knob to move through my different comp filters. And I want to do this random. I don't want to mess around with this too much. So a random smooth LFO, and I want to get a new value every, I don't know, like 2 bars. And you can basically start hearing what are we going to get after we process with this. So yeah, messing with this, adding another one to modulate my bandpass filter, and I just going to engage bipolar here, just a little bit, not too crazy. And the other thing that I want to do is I want to have a trigger that changes these comp filters just a little bit up and down. So the because drones like this, you pretty much are going to leave them play in the back, and you want some sort of like change throughout time, so it doesn't sound the same at all always. So the quickest way to do something like this is with the dice, a modulator out and getting anything and like dicing and creating a random value out of that. So I want to make this bipolar so it goes up and down. And what I want to use as a signal can be a gate. I'm going to scale this so it goes for, I don't know, like it triggers every 4 bars. So something like this. Now we need to get some reverb to drown this in reverb. I'm going to use Valhalla Supermassive. In the previous preset that I showed you guys, I was using the Big River, but yeah, let me try this one now. So I like this preset called Hydra Harp. I use it a lot. Yeah, there you go. So this is your Polygrid, FXGrid, Ground, the Art of Drone 101. If you want to start messing with this, of course, now that you know that you can use these COM filters, you can maybe have 5 of them be positive, have another 5 be negative, do whatever you want. You can use the A ports if you want to have more of these with different setups. Maybe have some of them with some string modulation going up and down. Oh shit. We've only been feeding the COM filters white noise, but you can have another source using pink noise, or remodulating the noise with a sine, or vice versa, whatever you want. And after that, you can start like modulating the filter and doing some all sorts of weird shit. And I'm guessing that the most important thing after messing around with this is to actually place a nice reverb that washes the sound. Otherwise, it can sound drony, but not as pleasant, especially if you're dealing with harsh sounds like white noise. Yeah, you can just leave this in the back and start messing around with some techno drums, or maybe using a high quality pitch shifter and pitch this down 1 octave and start messing around with that to have some rumble, some shit. Yeah, I think that would be cool. I can just listen to this for some time, or you can have this entire patch as something here, and then start building some actual melodies on top and layering all together to create more like dreamlike machine with a lot of sequences and stuff like that. I bet that will be nice. So yeah, we can do that in a different tutorial. This is all like pretty straightforward. So yeah, hope this has been helpful to you guys. Thank you for watching if you're watching this shit. Bye.